Can we just all agree that women do not need hype friends? If your friends look like this, then there is a problem.
Welcome, my friends, to the RP Experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about a woman's friends, the women that she hangs around with. I know I mentioned it in a previous video that if a woman has toxic female friends, especially a toxic best friend female, to avoid her at all cost. Now, is one exception to this, because if you was to see the people that I know, the friends that I associate with, it will be some in there that you would be like, wow, you hang out with him, or you know him, or something like that, or you know her. The thing is with those friends right there, as long as they are on good behavior, me and them will get along fine. As soon as they start cutting up or starts doing something that I don't agree with, be it like the way that they are treating their man, the way that they are treating their woman, then I will tell them that, hey, you need to do better. Hey, you shouldn't do that to them, because you wouldn't want that done to you. Now, the only time maybe I may not do that is if they tell me a story that paints the other person in a real bad light. But because I know especially women tend to do this when they are talking about other people, be it other women, other men, they will tell a story that they did nothing wrong and that's all the other person's fault. And it could be true, but the only thing that I'm usually wary of is when they don't say anything that they have done. I have two videos I'm going to share. It's going to be like short videos. And one video is women that have hype friends. Now, I would suggest for even guys, watch associates that are hyping you up to do something, because sometimes they're just instigating, or either they're sabotaging your relationship. You be the judge. Check this out.
I'll agree that women do not need hype friends. If your friends look like this, then there is a problem. As women, our egos are inappropriately inflated to begin with. If you just spent 2 hours getting ready and putting on a slutty club dress and all buzzed up on cocktails, you don't need your girlfriend telling you look fine, because we already know you look fine. But what you do need is an accountability partner. Yes, we want friends that love, support, and motivate us, but we also need someone that puts our ass in check when we are doing wrong. Birds of a feather flock together, and no man is looking at that saying, I can't wait to put a ring on it and give her the world. And before you say you're only 22 years old and it doesn't matter, it does matter. He will definitely look at your past. The best prediction of future behavior is past behavior. Surround yourself with strong, loving, kind, classy, like-minded women. Just like a really good gym partner is going to pump you up when that weight gets too heavy, they're also going to critique you when your form is bad and your knees are about to blow out. Don't waste your youth with poor choices, not on men and not in friendships. This is the best advice I can give to any young woman in her college years.
Yes. Good job, lady. Totally support what you are trying to do. These are the kind of women that we need trying to influence the other women out here. Um, Now, before Coach Greg Adams is back there, Hope Strategist, because that's one of his go-to moves right there or something. No, I'm still leery about men and women marrying because I don't know. Marriage is just a mess right now. But I'm more concerned with men having babies with the wrong women. So this is definitely a thing that I now use to try to weed out women now is the friends that they are hanging with. Now, this goes for men too, to be fair. Like be more selective of your friends and unless if you have a strong will, which I don't know. I've always been kind of a loner. Like I can hang with people, but I usually like to do my own thing as well. So I don't usually just follow people into the abyss. If you're more of a follower type of guy, then you definitely need to pick your friends better and be around good influences. Me, I tend to influence the people around me more than they influence me. But then again, I don't hang around with packs and groups of guys. So usually it's a one-on-one thing. And if it's any guys that I've hung out with that's more on the shady side or something, then we are doing constructive stuff. You know, we are like reading books, we are drawing, we are playing video games. That's how I roll when I am hanging with most of the guy friends that I know. Now, the same thing with like the women associates that I know, we tend to hang out or something like that. Uh, Same thing. We are doing constructive stuff or we are doing activities, you know. So, I don't really have this problem, but a lot of you do. Now, I believe this is definitely a big problem with a lot of women because a lot of women like to fit in with the sisterhood that they are with. So they usually will not try to correct their friends most of the time. So if you are like weak like that, and I'm not saying that in a demeaning type of way, then definitely try to hang with good influence women. Now, unless if you can kind of influence the women around you, don't do that. Because not too many women that I see can usually do that unless if they mostly have guy friends. And then I believe this can be kind of the same thing. Even though women that usually hang around with guys, they tend to influence the guys to a certain degree. Unless if the guys are thugs and hoodlums, and then, you know, the I don't know. Usually that can be negative for like a relationship because I think like those guys will be putting stuff inside that woman's head and she might break up with her man or cheat on her man depending on what those guys are saying because she will be doubting their relationship. Anyway, I have another video here of how destructive a lot of female friends can be to each other. Well, when they are bad.
He said, "Good night, honey. Sorry I haven't been on my phone much. I love you."
So he's cheating on you.
So we're literally breaking up.
No, but I feel like he's literally in the middle of getting with a girl right now.
No, this is definitely the end. Like, this shit's hitting the fan right now.
You have to block him.
Yeah, I feel like this just isn't working out. Like, this just isn't healthy for me. I don't know what to do.
He literally hates you and thinks you're so ugly.
No, he literally hates me. He hates me.
Guys need to know about this because girls will sadly have these negative intrusive thoughts until she learns to reassure herself based on that man's past behavior, what he's told her, or she could just ask him for that reassurance like an adult. But what makes that impossible is having a friend that eggs her on further and further into this negative thinking. And guys, you can always tell if your girl has a toxic friend if she always comes back more mad at you after spending time with that friend or just talking to that friend. And if I just confirm that your girl has that toxic friend, I'm sorry, that is an uphill battle. Side note, Delulu means delusional. Who
Good job, Emily. And I agree, it is an uphill battle if the woman has toxic female friends. But I will also include, once again, if she have toxic guy friends as well. You can't win! Because if you're an attractive woman, 90% of your guy friends definitely want to smash you. Now I already did my video of how men can be friends with women, like how I do it. Because a lot of women, like, they meet the qualification physically, but then, it's certain things that they may do or may have that is not my cup of tea. Like, they're not a bad person, but they don't fit into my life. For example, they might be a exotic dancer. Now, the thing is, though, they're working at the job that I'm at, and they just happen to tell me this. I'm not going to judge them, but I already see that being in a relationship with them is going to be a stress to me. And I'm going to be wondering, is she going to be cheating on me? Because technically, she has to kind of cheat in order to get men to give her money. And plus, she's going to have those toxic female friends that's also in that field that's going to be egging her on. And of course, there's always a guy in the background. This goes with women in other situations too, that will say, like, hey, where's your boyfriend at? Well, he's probably cheating right now. And this is more with those women that have those girls' nights out, which, however, I have to do a video on this. I'm one of the few guys that I don't see as much of a problem with women hanging out with other women to go get a couple of drinks or maybe the club, but see, when I used to go to the club, I would see women that would go to clubs with other girls, and some of them would just dance amongst themselves and kind of just not really give guys play. I mean, I've seen that, but I've also seen women that go to clubs and they have full-on boyfriends or fiancés dancing all freaky, and they might make out with a guy. So it is like a 50-50 split with that, with both the guys and the girls going out having fun. But it doesn't happen a 100% time, though. But the thing is, though, do you trust your girl? And I will always say, who is she hanging out with? Because the same thing with guys, they can get you into trouble. Oh, and before I forget, this is a major one that men need to pay attention to. If your relationship is going fine, that you two are happy and the sun is shining, the birds is chirping, everything's going cool, and then she goes hang out with her friends. It can be guy friends or female friends, but especially female friends. You go out and she hangs out with her friends, and then all of a sudden, when she comes back, she starts an argument with you, and she has a totally new attitude after hanging out with them. Obviously, they was talking about you, and they say something against you, and she probably didn't defend you well, or either she just totally agreed with them, like that video that Emily was showing right there. If your woman is doing that type of thing right there, I would probably say, like, hey, I know you hang out with your friends, you come back, you have a whole new attitude. With me, I don't really feel comfortable with this. And if this is going to continue, then maybe we shouldn't be together. And just leave it at that. You don't have to try to micromanage who her friends are. Just say that you have a problem with how they're affecting the relationship. And if she don't move to try to protect your relationship from them, then just leave her on the side of the road. Okay? Just get out of that. And that's why probably, yeah, don't move women in too fast neither. Like, you gotta pay attention to this stuff when this stuff is going on before you guys get super serious. But sometimes women can kind of hide this from you. Now I'm talking about those women that they ditch their friends and then they just hang with you. And well, I guess basically kind of love bomb you and you guys are in your love bubble or something. And after she feels secure that she locked you down, then she goes back with her toxic friends, and then this stuff starts like later. You have to be careful of this one, but I don't think somebody can keep up a charade more than like 90 days, like 3 months or something like that. If she's doing this stuff like 6 months down the line or something, hopefully you didn't move her in, it's not going to improve. It's just going to get worse. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. This also applies to women. Oh, okay. I have a good example for women as well. If you're dating a guy and he starts listening to these types of videos, this is why I try to be balanced. I'm not in here just women bashing, because if he's listening to certain people on here and they're just totally women bashing, then he's going to come back with a new attitude saying you need to cook, you need to wash. And that's the same thing flipped around that a guy may experience with a woman's friends. So both of you treat each other better. Keep people out of your relationship, both the guy and the girl. More with the women, because all of my relationships that I was in, this was a big issue. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Have a good day. God bless. And I should have another video coming soon. Oh, and hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'm so close to 400.
Your man is probably in my fucking DMs, and I could have had him as a body literally last week if I wanted to.